What's up, my dudes? How you all doing? Oh, I didn't change the title again. I'm dumb. Oopsies. Ah, crap. I apologize for that. Update title. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do it this way. There we go. Now it's fixed. Which reminds me. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to chat. Okay. All right. Perfect. Live. Let's see. Stream manager. Oh no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I think they changed some of the things for this. Yeah. I don't need this one on there. How do I, No, it's not what I want at all. Okay. Do. All right, I'll be starting in a second here. Let me. Oh, the other one actually didn't post? If that's the case, then yeah. Okay. Nothing to delete there. At least not for now. Maybe it'll show up in an hour or whatever. Alright. Minimize that because I don't need that up. Alright, guys. What's up? Oh, it still says episode 1. Did I screw up? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Destinations. Update titles. Okay, it does say 2. Yeah. Why do you still say 1? Whatever. Whatever. Blood. Okay. He was killed. By whom? Shelley? We actually get to see this room for what it actually is now. Still no sign of them, huh? Yeah. How long did they intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm sure the guard will bring him any second now. The killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident at the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who has been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I am to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What is taking so long? You there, what's going on? You got a situation. It's Knight. He's been killed. What? Killed? In the detention center? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. What are we waiting for? Right, guard. Take us to the scene of the crime at once. Yes, sure. So it didn't happen in the Orin cells, but surely there was... But surely that's where he was being held. What's the holdup? The crime scene's this way. Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to... The prison proper, yes. You mean the other cells aren't a part of the prison? Not exactly, no. Those are the detention center's holding cells. That's where the defendants are kept while they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose. Yeah, that's where people who are convicted of severe or convicted or served their time. I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief would ever want to be. I've unlocked it, sure. Please follow me. It's kind of more of a gumshoe there, but that's Knight, all right, but he is dead. How could this happen? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? This is horrible. how did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself. But there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. And what's he doing here? I thought he was being held in the detention center, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hadn't begun yet. The law states until convicted, suspects are to be kept in cells separate from the main prison. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There is no way the Knight should have been in here. Maybe he wandered his way over. The detention center and the prison are separated not only by two heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for the detainee. I suppose we'd better take a closer look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene and the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. Time to inspect every suspicious nook and cranny. Indeed. This area is too big to take it all at once. Fortunately, I can use the right stick to look further up or down. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Maybe the prisoners use it for work. I suppose so, yes. Okay. So I already know we're going to say no, but absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope. Oh, I knew it. I should have known you were being serious. Weird having something like this in a prison, huh? A cage inside a cage. Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made up of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you gotta look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of the investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. Is that a whip? These tarps are rather colorful. They kind of stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip on top of them. You know who that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers. Maybe she left it here. Not a chance. She and her whip are attached to the wrist, trust me. There was a rope near Knight's body, too. Speaking of which, want to see my super stealthy rope escape trick? Thanks. But I'll let you know when I am in need of saving. She seems genuinely disappointed. This part of the floor is covered with dirt. You know what that means, sure. Footprints. Too many footprints, unfortunately. We need a specialist to identify them. Guess we're just gonna have to wait until forensics gets here. Yes, and in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it. Wouldn't want to slip up and get the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. Anything out of the ordinary to report, officer? Yes, sir. There is one thing. Go on. There's a body in the workshop, sir. He's right. It's definitely out of the ordinary. If anything else occurs, you know where to find me. Yes, sir. The victim. Arrested for murder on the afternoon of the 25th and killed in the morning of the 27th. Talk about instant karma. Never would have thought our perp would turn into a victim himself, though. Yes, I don't like it at all. You don't think it was that ice cream guy, do you, sir? Knight had seen his face, right? Maybe he couldn't afford to let him live. Shelly the killer, you mean? No, if this was his doing, he would have surely left his calling card. And besides, Knight isn't the only one who knows what he looks like. We do too. Oh yeah, I guess we're still alive, so... Still, this is a high security facility. I just don't understand how it's even possible. Guess it makes it sense to having the detention center and the prison in the same building. Means they can share the victim's room. Indeed, it's an unusual design, but it's certainly convenient for anyone visiting. Yeah, but then why have two different areas in the first place? For the two different classes of detainees, of course. Those pre-trial and those post-trial. The two facilities may be housed in the same building in this case, but they are actually quite different. Well, all I know is that they're both cramped and dark, and don't let you leave when you want. Perhaps spending the night in each would help clarify the difference between them. No, I'm good, thanks. What's with all the weird equipment? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. Smells weird though, kinda musky, like wet fur. I didn't know you had such a keen nose. That was nothing special really, except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. Remind me to seal all the valuables away in an airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's. I'm not sure that's entirely reassuring. I scooted her over. Okay, let's get everything before the body just in case. It's a sink. It doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. Nope. No whiff of treasure either. You know, we're not actually looking for treasure, right? Okay, looks like I got everything. Alright. We'll talk to Kay. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? The prison. So this is what it's inside the prison. Looks like. Good to know. Good to know. Someone's highly motivated to learn today, Kay. Or to learn today. You're not on top of your game, Mr. Edgeworth. This stuff is important. Gotta be prepared when the time comes. Which will never come for me, I must say. Still, I won't discourage you from finding out more. I need to gather a little more information myself. And then use my powers of logic to piece it together. Alright. Bronco Knight killed the day before his court date. We better take a closer look. Huh? Is that... Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine. Makes sense. He loved chess, after all. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass your time. So playing by yourself? A rubber glove. Yep, just one though. I should examine it in more detail. There's mud all over it. Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies. I wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies. Not anywhere near my crime scene, you're not. Inmate use only. I guess that means. He must be one of the prisoners who was using it, right? Yes. You would certainly imagine so. The fingers are covered in blood on this side. I think we can safely assume that this glove was dropped some time after Knight's blood has been spilled. We can? How come? Because it had been on the floor when a pool of blood was forming. And the blood would have flowed around it, but not underneath it? Oh, meaning there's a band of blood around the edges of the fingers, not over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had been pulled around the body. Maybe our murderer ditched it after he did the deed. It's certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was, whoever that dropped it must have seen the body. You there? Yes, sir. Have you seen that glove before? Yes, sir. The prisoners wear them for work. It's strange, though. Prisoner issued with these gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. They're not allowed to take them out without permission. And we always check. I suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. There's a body, partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp. And there's a rope on it. Was Knight tied up with a rope somehow? We should take a look under the sheet as well. Ack, look at all the red stuff. Okay. Yes, I'd say that's blood. We should keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure of it. There's something on his finger. Let's take a closer look, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a ring, and an expensive looking one at that. Don't you even think about it, Kay. What? I didn't say anything. Oh, that's all we get? Okay. Oh, his neck brace is soaked with blood from the hole in his neck. I would assume that it was the cause of death. And that's probably... it's probably instantaneous. I don't know why I had to bring it part there. He wouldn't have had even a chance to cry out for help. There's a small cut on his scalp, too. He was struck with something. Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat. It's possible, but it's way too early to say anything certainly. Kay, you have a camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so that we can photograph the body? Sure thing, all yours, Gummy. Thanks. Alright, here we go. His clothes sure are a mess though, huh? Indeed, they appeared to be covered in dirt. Guess she's like me. And when it comes to laundry, it would be a grave error to think anyone else that could have be quite like you, detective. Making sure there isn't a second little mark that I could actually go to and... Alright. Let's check this just in case there's something... Okay, did we get everything here? Something tells me no, but... Oh no, it's all good. Alright, do I do the logic puzzle now? Hopefully this doesn't go... No, like... Cool, okay, cool. These tarps have plenty of distinctive design, in fact. It's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body. Yes. You took the words right out of my mouth. That'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around. I thought you were on sabbatical. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering. Ah, nothing can stop us when you're on the hunt together, right, Gummy? You betcha. We're unstoppable. A regular Three Musketeers. Let's not get carried away, detective. There is one thing we still haven't found. Huh? What do you mean, sir? What is missing from this crime scene? I want to say murder weapon. I see no signs of a murder weapon anywhere. You're right. I didn't think of that. Come now, detective. These are basic investigative principles we're talking about here. Yeah, I guess... Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gummy. It hadn't crossed my mind either. In fact, hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. It seems that you could prove even potentially lethal or strictly controlled within a prison. After all, we won't want the inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one. Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth. What was the murder weapon? And where has it gone? The answer to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here. Huh? Didn't know the guy had a whole entourage. Excuse-moi. But this is a scene of the crime, right? Wait a second, are you? No way. Those piercing eyes. that furrowed brow. Mr. Fender, it's been a far too long. I know, right? But even after all this time, I know that deep bow anywhere. And that neckwear, obs. Gonna hug each other. Manfred von Karma, the man, the legend, gotta say. I didn't expect to see you here. What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer. Detective, please. Edgeworth, wow, I guess that explains the fresh face. Can't blame the guy for mixing up the two, though. You're the spitting image of the old devil in his day. I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been? Man, good question. But who's counting? Been always traveling, so long I lost track. You know how it is. But you know, what I do remember, you betraying everything you were supposed to stand for. Whoa, where did that come from? Oh, well, where did that come from? And who are you anyway? This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney. Is that Enchante? Enchante, as I say. Fender is the name and defending is the game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Where's your game at? Detective Dick Gumshoe. I am Kay Faraday, Great Thief. On sabbatical at the moment though. A great thief, wow. So romantic. Très chic, if you will. Right, it's nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise. Actually, I even made signing up super simple. It sounds awesome. I'd love to come and hang out with you guys, if you will have me. Sorry, I should also mention that it's girls only. Oh no. And you have to be a super fan and super cool and... Hey, I totally get it. No hard feelings. Yeah, come on, bring it in. Bring it in. There you go. You've got to be kidding. My bad. I'm just used to how they I'm just so used to how they do things elsewhere, you know. Ahem. And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Oops, almost forgot. This is your scene. Keeping the defense out of the strategy number one in the whole Von Karma playbook. After all, isn't it? Hey, will you quit with all the Von Karma stuff, pal? What gives?
Hold it!
Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is unfortunately understandable. Is it? I take it that you are Mr. Knight's attorney. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be anyway. So I was planning on representing Knight if his client hadn't been murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. I better see what he has to say for himself. Your current case. So the victim asked you to represent him. Sure did. He was supposed to have a little chat today. As was I. But the guard showed up instead and told us that his body has been found. I'm bummed about it as you. I even brought him some weenies to cheer him up. Pick weenies. Mr. Fender, you can't bring food into the prison. Heh. Oh yeah, well, it's here now. Want some? Little vice I picked up on my travels. So Moorish. No, thank you. Fine. You do you. What are you doing here anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear a nice side. Von Karma was always more of a convicted defenders at all costs guy. He didn't teach you that? That was a long time ago. If you say so. Sure. I don't want any... Sure you don't want any weenies? I know, thank you. Do you want any weenies? Have you met with your client previously? Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronxster called me the minute he was arrested. Sounded like freaked out, man. Like, oh yeah, mentioned your little performance too. According to him, you really made a nuisance of yourself. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I thought I presented the correct evidence the first time, but apparently I kept pressing it and not picking it, and yeah, kind of got me a little pooed. And then when I finally got it, it's like, oh man. And not a kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that. Boy, he did not like you. Trash talked you something fierce. Heh. Can't say I didn't join in the fun though. Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender? Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. And don't think I've ever had that much of a gas. Oh, you come here a lot. Hey, hey, hey. Don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars. Just happen to know someone who is. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at. But this isn't exactly the first time in the clink either. In which case, I better ask him what he knows about this room. From looking at everything in here, just based on, it's definitely an animal kennel kind of dealio. Which matches up with that dog in the opening cutscene. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime? Huh? Oh, just room? None. Dude, what do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. A classroom, a morgue, a recreation room. I'm guessing recreation. I'm not sure how that has to do with a dog kennel, but... Is it a recreation room? Whoa, I don't even want to know how you spend your spare time, Ezra. But I guess there's plenty here to play with if you use your imagination props. Now, let's see what the answer key has to say, shall we? No, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. So all the options you gave me were wrong. How infantile. The cons come here to perform various duties. They can learn new skills too, and some qualifications for when they're back on the street. I see. And how is the access to this room controlled? Who has the key? Chill out, Edgeworth. Don't have all the answers. My man over there probably does though. right, compadre? Yes, sir. The workshops aren't locked with physical keys. Their doors are fitted with sensors instead. What kind of sensors? Inmates issue with special bracelets, sir. When they walk through the workshop door, the sensor checks their bracelet. And if they're not supposed to be in there, ding-a-ling, a-ling, and a lounge charm. If they let it ring for too long, then bzzz, they'll get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they were to break or remove the bracelet, bzzz, a shock 3 times worse than that. What? That's brutal. I guess they need to ensure that the inmates follow the rules. But that sounds a bit excessive. If they wish to pass through the door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the censor for them and let them in. You got all that? Have any of the prisoners used the workshop today? No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had. So no prisoners have entered it, let alone used this workshop today. Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something here that shouldn't be. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my powers of deduction to solve this mystery. Okay. Do I actually have to come over here? Okay, yes. He doesn't have the thing on, so what wrist would it be on? I don't want to just well, this is open. It's probably this one. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't have that little bracelet thing. Or is it on the foot? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what I should present here. Well, I guess I could just look at the evidence too. Workshop A and B, so we're in workshop A. Cell, corridor. Office area, prison, cells, connecting corridor. Detention center, holding cell. Alright. Oh, okay. Come on. Hurry up and open it. That clasp. This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning. Oh, please. Even your heart must skip a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box. Not at all of us think like you, Kay. Thankfully. These are chess pieces, right? I haven't seen the ones that you have in your office. How come these are black and white? Wait, is his not black and white at his office? Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made. Okay, that would be it. He has some special version. As in they're unique and probably valuable. And I like the sound of that. Oh yeah, isn't his red and blue? Because prosecutor slash defendant lawyer. She's got that glint in her eye. She better not be planning robbery. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cat got in the room. All right. Okay. Not sure where I should deduce. Maybe I could do tarp of tarp? Because that's... Or a rope of rope? I mean, I guess if I get it wrong. Oh no, I don't have the norm. Okay, we'll do rope. This piece of evidence clearly shows there's a contradiction here. Where am I looking exactly, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, around, here somewhere. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, sure. Ahem. There's something to present at this crime scene that shouldn't be here. I'm fairly sure that I have a piece of evidence that proves the fact beyond a doubt. That shouldn't be here. Just him in general, right? Alright, let's pick him and then the door. Right? Eureka! Okay. That should not be here. This. Eureka! Prisoners aren't able to come and go from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would detect their bracelets and alarm should sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. And yet, we have a rubber glove of kind of inmates to... And yet, we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So where did the glove come from, sir? I don't know, detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know for now is the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. Investigation complete. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I haven't played this game yet, so all the if it's not obvious, like super duper obvious, I'm probably gonna fumble it. Probably, most likely. Ah, no one, sure. This is a prison after all. Prisoners and guards, pretty much all there is. Mr. Fender. Come on, don't play us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do, the prisoners and the guards aren't only ones who can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean? But sure, there. Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You don't have a pair of peepers in that hard head of yours. You don't see them on the way in, wandering about the corridors, chilling with their buds. I bet you moseyed on out of that door right now. You'd trip over one of them before you'd even take a step. Listen, pal, we've had just enough of your baloney. Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you have a very narrow mind. What did you...
Hold it!
Detective. Sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing. Isn't that what they say? I don't know why he's a defense attorney. I don't know why I give him like a flat foot kind of. I guess because he doesn't really look like a defense attorney. Kind of looks more like he would be in Gumshoe's area. You're here to share space with some special friends. Animals. Yep, furry and feather fellows, all shapes and sizes. Guard filled me in on how it came about. Seems they just tried a little experiment in the animal therapy a few years back. Oh, we'll meet the guy in the middle soon. He's in the third game. The cons are assigned a critter each a buddy to help keep their spirits up. Really? Wow. That sounds like so much fun. Plus, the inmates can earn a pet qualifications if they go through job training with the animals. Oh, that must be what all the equipment in the workshop's for. You got it. Room set up especially for that training stuff. So, would you said somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime? Exactamundo, big guy. I was talking about these guys. What means you're still talking baloney? What would animals do with the rubber glove? Good question. All I'm saying that it was possible the rest of Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, if you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. Are you saying that these animals can wander freely around the prison? You know, all these sensors on the doors, they detect the prisoner's bracelets, the sound of the alarm when somebody walks up out. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They are fitted with microchips that open the doors right up. They are... They're implanted just under the skin, around the shoulders. Big needle, quick jab, and voila. What? Doesn't it hurt? Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they're telling me. Anyway, now where was I? Alright, so the point is, they're not the baddies here, so there's no reason to punish them. It's ironic, really. Here in the institution, their humans are caged. The animals are free to roam to their heart's content. They're not completely free, though. They can't leave the prison proper, for one thing. No sense for that big mother of a door out there, you see. Ah! What's that tinkling? What's that tinkling sound? Sure. Just look at that thing, and that's a bell around its neck. That explains the sounds, I suppose. Mr. Edgeworth, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to use the dog. Not for nothing, sure, but your dog handling skills could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat them right. Come on now, come to Gummy. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different from the other animals. And it seemed to have a real thing against me. And only me. Alrighty then. You've met Mandre. What's next? Guess we better interview some witnesses, right, sir? Or, guess we should interview some witnesses, right, sir? Indeed. We need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. Alright then, let's start with that guy. Hey, you there in the shell. He ignored again. Hello. We were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about this morning's incident. Is anyone a little afraid of this guy? Not a big tucker, huh? It's alright, man. I'm on your side here. Let's start with a handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice. Seconds out. What is that supposed to mean? Hey, I get it, man. Not everyone's hugging tight. I'm cool with that. Round 1, 10 reps each. What is this man up to? Or does he have a polar bear for? I better see what he has to say for himself. Your name. From the blue corner, it is Rocco D259 Caraceto. don't mind if I keep moving, do you, boss? Fighter can't let the heart rate drop, see? It doesn't look like there's any danger of that. Don't you worry. You'll lose too much weight doing all that. Gotta make weight before the fight, boss. Won't even make it to the ring if you don't. Why does the bear hang on to him? So wait, I get it. You gotta be a boxer, right? I was back in the day. But it's good to stay fighting fit. At least that's how I see it. So is that bear part of your training too? He kinda looks like an apron. It's so cute. Ain't nothing cute about teddies. Kids, my partner, you see. Here, a polar bear keeps me on my toes. He seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you and Teddy at the time of the incident? Come on, boss. I ain't no stoolie. And I don't know nothing, no how. I'd be the judge of that. Please answer the question. You punch drunk or something, boss? I told you. I don't know zip. So he won't play ball. Guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. The more he protests, his ignorance, the more certain I am he's hiding something. Alright, let's see exactly how you do. Don't know, shall we, Mr. Carasetto? Now, let us analyze the state of play. He adopts a boxing stance when he's on high alert. My guess that brings won't go well if I push hard at such moments. When my opponent is on the offensive, I should remain calm and bide my time. He's bound to reveal an open eventually, which is when I'll pounce. First, let's see if our friend here knows anything about the incident. I'll start asking about his movements and bring his fight to an end before he knows what hit him. Mind test commence. Why don't you start by telling me what you've done today? You will answer me, Mr. Carasetto. What? You want a shot at the champ? Is that it? Then put him up, pal. Shit. It was already on by my time. God, why does it do that? I think it's on the... Yeah. Haven't you noticed yet? You're backed into a corner here. Get a load of this guy, Teddy. He thinks he's a champ. On the back foot. This better not make sense to him. Curses. I should have picked my words more wisely. I knew, but you put it on the wrong one. Throwing a towel already? That's gotta be a record. Fisticuff is hardly my style, but I'm more happy to take you on the game of chess. Incidentally, you don't get tired ducking and diving like that all the time. You think you got the stamina, kid? Oh, just you try me. Haven't noticed yet? You're backed into a corner here. Damn it. Alright. Got my time. Got my time. Ain't tired? Not today, not ever. Especially not today. Took it real easy this morning. Had some quiet time, some quiet cell time. Hardly broke a sweat. Really? You look pretty sweaty to me. Give me a break, will you? I'm done talking, okay? I'm tired. I'm real tired. You may have kept your boxing skills sharp, Mr. Karaseto. But I'm afraid you're lying. It needs quite a bit of work. Tired, really. Hardly think that's possible. Especially not after you just told me your quiet cell time this morning. Oof. Gotta think carefully here, Teddy. When this guy lands, he lands. We took the training weights off. He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. We should try asking about what happened at the time of incident, both in and outside his cell. I won't need to use my fist in the next round. No, I'll deliver a knockout using his carefully chosen words alone. Did you notice anything strange at the time of the incident? What do you mean strange? Worn out already. Haven't you noticed yet? You're back to the corner here. Oh, I thought he was not. Oh, okay. Alright. Curses. Maybe just don't play dumb. It looks like he's resting, right? Answer the question. Tell me what was going on at that time. I wish I could help you, boss. But I was asleep. We both was. I don't have a clue to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I need to reconsider my approach. Do you remember what you were doing at the time of the incident? I was catching some Z's. We both was. The incident happened only a short while ago. You seem to be wide awake, all things considered. Warrior's got to be able to get up quick when he's down. But he needs his beauty sleep, too, builds muscle. Is that so? Then I apologize for waking you. I have to read the rest of his important part of any boxer's training regimen. You don't say. So, Mr. Prosecutor, savvy when it comes to a fight game. Huh? Who knew? Interesting. How did you know I'm a prosecutor? I don't remember telling you. You've been eavesdropping, haven't you? You've been listening to every word we said out here in the corridor. Which means you weren't asleep. And that you were lying again. You're a good kid. Caught me clean with that one. Alright, I admit it. I wasn't catching Z's. But what? A guy can't work out in his cell no more than without lawyers getting involved. Or is the man taking care of himself a crime now? The fact that we know that he was awake is more important development. If it could prove that, be careful, or it could prove well to be useful. Alright, should I do this one? Did you notice anything around the time of the incident? What do you mean strange? At my time. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow, alright. Good boss, but I was asleep and this was time to deploy my clue. Enough of your barefaced lies. You weren't asleep. You were exercising. You told me as much as yourself. Oof. A counterpunch, huh? Should have seen that one coming. It seems I have the ropes, Mr. Carasetto. It's time to come clean about what you know. Alright. You don't have to shout about it. Stopping around like you own the place. Teddy and his pals have been scared enough this morning already. Already, you say? You've done well to endure this long, but I fear you'll soon be out for the count. You say the animals have been scared enough already, which implies something happened here earlier. Well, what is it, Mr. Carasetto? Quit it, will ya? I'm getting shellacked here. Fine. Somebody yelled, okay? Real loud, real scared. Got all the little guys scared too. Yeah, laugh it up, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer. Let me see if you do the same thing in the ring. Checkmate. I think we now established that you know more than you're letting on, don't you? Fine, I'll talk. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's not get carried away, Kay. Our work here has only just begun. Hey, can we call a little timeout for a sec, guys? There's something super big I need to say. It's just, well, it's like fate brought us here today. After all these years, Edgeworth. It's a real privilege watching you work on eye-opening stuff, in fact. Just thought you should know that I'd be telling you what you've become. Who you know who? Keen to get the lowdown, huh? Well, that's enough. This has nothing to do with Kay. Whoa. You don't have a cow, man. Why so sensitive? Report whatever you wish to whomever you wish. Just do it on somebody else's time. Whatever you say, boss man. But I think he should know, at least, you know, how you've been living your life since you signed onto doing things the Von Karma way. After all, you've disappointed him enough for one lifetime already, am I right? What is he talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Nothing that needs your concern, Kay. Our focus should be on Mr. Carasetto. Now, shall we continue? It's time to hear the truth at last. You won't land a glove on me, kid. The incident. There was a show finished right around 10 a.m. Came back here after. Did some training. Leastways, I tried to. Barely got an count of 2 before somebody screams, "What the?" Ah! Guy was hollering and hollering, crying for help. But what can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes it out. And I gets back to work. I find it curious that you would pay so little heed to a desperate cry for help. Like I say, boss, what can I do? Besides, this joint, don't nobody thank nobody for getting involved in what's none of their concern. I hear you, brother. Best of you do is rubberneck from in there anyway, am I right? You mentioned training, Mr. Carasetto. I can't help but notice how well equipped your cell is. There's a guy, the Fixer, they call him. What's a Fixer? Fella can get his hands just about on anything you need for a price. No way. Oh, got cut off. Perhaps, Mr. Carasetto, what ought you ask is a beginner's guide to giving a better testimony. Because I can promise you that you'll be down for the count in one. You put me down? Try it, you bum. And what am I? Chopped liver? What am I? Chopped liver?
Hold it!
Hold it. What kind of show was it exactly? Depends on the day. They bring them from outside. Singers, dancers, all kinds. Gives us cons a little something to look forward to. Nice, sounds like a little fun. And you went along with today's show. Sure did. Can't miss a chance to get a glimpse of the outside world, can you? Then it was over.
Hold it!
What did this training involve? Let's see now. Today's stamina and rhythm work, which means jump rope. What? In that tiny cell? How? And what about Teddy? Isn't that dangerous for him? Kid's no dummy. Second I get the rope out, he jumps up and holds on tight. You jump rope with a polar bear clinging to your chest? I told you, didn't I? We're partners. Besides, a little extra weight's good for me. Anyway, I started jumping rope. These ways I tried to, barely. Got her to the count of 2. Somebody screams, "What the ah!" Guy was hollering in helmet. Oop. That's just the one I'm supposed to press.
Hold it!
Tell us more about the scream you heard. It was a scream of a guy about to scream at leaves. And I should know. Oh, they're good buddy. There's time for a place, you know. So it's clearly audible. Guy back in the corner fighting for his life. You ever hear something like that, boss? Well, I have. Yeah, it was clearly audible.
Hold it!
And that's all you heard. There was nothing else. Nope, nothing much anyhow. So there was something. What else did the victim say? You have to tell me. Oh, I do, huh? Why don't you come over here? And I'll see if I can make you squeal like he did. Whoa, 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 whoa. Forgive the kid here. He doesn't know when to quit. Come on, Miles, apologize to the good man. But this is clearly important, and yet he insists on remaining effusively vague. Look, friend. How about you let this slide? Please, for me. So yeah, I heard a voice, like I said.
Hold it!
You were unable to concentrate on your training even after hearing all that screaming. Look, if you was outside, maybe things would have been different. But maybe I'd have seen what I could do. But this ain't not the outside. I can't go no place, even if I want to. And you didn't think to slip out from your cell and go take a sneak peek? I don't think anyone else would have thought of doing that except you, Kay. If only this wasn't a prison, Mr. Knight would have lived. I somehow doubt it. Frankly speaking, there was no saving him. What? If somebody could have gotten to him in time. Mr. Carasetto is clearly lying. What I don't understand is why. Let's see if I can uncover by pointing out his contradiction in his testimony. I don't know what I would present here. Oh, that was the last one. Crap. Oh. Training, at least ways I rarely count to streams. What the? Killed instantly by a stab wound to the throat. I cover dirt. Also, a small cut on the scalp suffered from a blow to the head. Let's try this.
Objection!
Okay. Are you listening carefully, Mr. Carasetto? Huh? You trying to be cute or something? The victim died from a wound in the throat, and very quickly at that. He had neither time nor the ability to scream as you claim he did. You say you heard the victim's cries, and yet that would have been impossible. But there must have been a scream. He said there was. He said there was? He said there was? Who said there was? He said there was? Yeah, quit looking so smug, will you? Fine, I admit it. I didn't hear nothing, alright? But the guy next to the cell did. He told me so. Next cell? Hey, look at the bird. You mean... Huh? What do you want? I heard this scream. What of it? We came back after the show. We came back after the show. They put us in our cells, same as always. Then just like I told this guy, I heard a scream, a real scary one. Scary? How exactly? Don't tell him this part. Didn't tell him this part. I guess I was kind of like... Eek. Someone, anyone, please come quickly. He's something like that. Well, I guess it's safe to say, probably, he wasn't the victim. Indeed. It sounds more likely to have been a person who found his body. Ah, that explains it. So Mr. Carasetto was telling the truth, more or less. Is that really the case, though? Are there really no problems with his testimony? Let's say a problem, because I am not sure if there is one yet or not. I'm afraid a new problem has reared its head, namely, why didn't you hear the scream yourself, Mr. Carasetto? Yeah, what gift, pal? How come you didn't hear anything when your neighbor heard it clear as day? Eek. What do you think? I did the crime or something, huh? From inside the cell here? The guy died over at the workshop, in case you forgot. Well, yeah, that does seem a little weird. Now that you mention it. He's right. Neither of us could have done it. Because let me tell you, if I could get out of here at this cage and murder somebody, you'd be all toast. Eek! Ain't that the truth? Your bums aren't leaving this place in one piece. Any of us can help it. I almost forgot, these men are harming the criminals, and I won't be doing that again anytime soon. I'm guessing this wasn't how you saw this going, Edgeworth. What's my next move here? I won't get to do much more other than this stage.
Overruled.
Who's over there? Who are you, fine people? Order in the court. Who died and made you the boss of me, huh? Can't you see we're kind of busy here? Hush now. Silence is golden. Is it? Your hand, if you please. By the power vested in me, I hereby sentence you to blissful silence. Praise be, simple life awaits you. No money, no possessions. May the goddess of justice watch over you, now and always. Guard, if you would. Looks like you'll be spending the night in solitary, buddy. What? Come on, please, boss. Any place but there. There's no need to be afraid, my child. If anything, you should rejoice. This is a blessing. By chance you redeem yourself to be reborn. Do you know, what's his name? Lang? So it's like she's kind of doing that pose too. Like, no. Oh, goddess of justice, bless this child and keep him in your care. Oh, Holy One, we give thanks in your name. And you are? Verity Gavel, at your service. Is this song speeding up? It's your honor to bear the title of judge and to work at your pleasure of the law. And what is this judge doing in a place like this? Since you asked, Mr. Edgeworth, I have been sent here to find you. Come bearing a message from the Committee for the Prosecutorial Excellence. It is my sacred duty to deliver it. The Committee of Prosecutor Excellence? What the heck is that? It is the first foremost name that should not be taken in vain, my child. For the sacred phrase of the goddess of justice herself. Why don't I fill you in, kiddo? The committee of the panel of 11 peoples whose job to keep our beloved prosecutors honest. In other words, they make sure people like Edgeworth here don't cross the professional line. A panel comprised of people from both the legal and political professions. A panel of which you are a member, I assume. And allow me to thank you, the committee's behalf, for your service. Thanks for coming to see us like this. Speaking for myself, it's a real honor to meet you. It's always great to hang with the judicial compadre. Come on, bring it here and chillax. We're all friends here.
Overruled.
No. Need I remind you, the committee has a long-standing relationship with a bar association. Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just trying to lighten the mood, okay? So your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them. Precisely, my child. Praise to be the goddess Justice for bestowing her gift insight onto you. The committee has been the power to remove problematic prosecutors from the case. And should the prosecutor truly unworthy of the title be brought to our attention, we are vested in the power to confiscate that prosecutor's badge. And what is the Committee for Prosecurity, whatever you shed, with Mr. Edgeworth? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Objection!
Pitiful. You don't know who you... you really don't know who... you really don't know, do you? An ignoramus. And who are you, pal? Winner. Eustace Winner. Prosecutor extraordinaire. Though you might know me as the Winner, and a name they call down the prosecutor's office. With great affection, might add. I have never heard of you. And how about Detective Flatfoot over there? Nope. Nothing. Name means nothing to me, pal. Well, should be expected in ignoramus, I suppose. Ignoramus is sweet, as they say. And I'm sure the most things mean sweet nothing to you. Ignorant is bliss, Winner. And I don't think sweet nothings means what you think it means. It's entirely neutral that you aren't acquainted. Eustace only joined us last month. So he's nothing but a rookie? I am not any rookie. I am the winning rookie. Which he'll provide himself to be in due time. Now, let us cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean, what mess? I fear I know exactly what he means. The committee sent to a boy with new prosecutor in tow. I suspect you know what you're getting at. I suspect I know what you're getting at, Winner. But I'm going to need a few more details. Would you mind explaining, Judge Gabel? Very well. By the power vested in me by the Goddess of Justice, I hereby declare that in the matter of the incident at the presidential address and the murder of Mr. Bronco Knight, the committee hereby declares that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. What? Mr. Edgeworth is off the case? Just like that? Judge Gavell, I believe I asked for an explanation. No explanation is required. The guilty verdict is in, and the goddess has spoken. Her judgment is final.
Objection!
And what exactly have I done to warrant to be taken off the case? Calm down, Mr. Edgeworth. Claiming ignorance of the crimes will not serve to lessen your guilt. You boarded the presidential plane violating the principle of extraterritoriality. And while in there, you performed an unsanctioned investigation and subjected a visit to a foreign leader to questioning. You were one wrong move away from causing a major international incident. You vastly overstepped your authority of your office to call an abuse of power would be no understatement.
Objection!
I don't deny I may have pushed the boundaries where certain rules were concerned. But there is also no denying a certain risk that must be taken if one is to arrive to the truth. I refuse to concede that my actions were inappropriate.
Overruled.
Then what you were saying is that the ends justify the means, that you can be freely ignored. That is a very dangerous way of thinking. The law is absolute. There is no bent on your whims. Forgive me, but not all of us believe as you do. Is that so? How unfortunate. Still changes nothing. When the trial ends, the hammer falls. Be you the defendant or attorney, even the verdict seems irrational. Nothing more can be done. Nothing, that is, but to give you thanks for the goddess of justice, divine grace. Unless you wish to appeal. To do so, should you be the risk your badge, of course. So they mean to take my badge if I don't play along. Whoa, tough break, Edgeworth. I see you accepted your fate. Good. Guards, if you could be so kind to escort him out. No, stop. What are you doing, detective? I'm in charge now. Yeah, now. So do as I say and move out of the way. What? You're not the boss of me. Unluckily for you, old fatfoot. That's exactly what I am. They're holding all the cards here. I don't stand a chance. Detective Gumshoe, do as Mr. Winter says. But sure. Judge Gambit. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. The committee's decision is beyond irrational. So, yes, I do plan to appeal. You haven't heard the last of this. Duly noted. Until we meet again, then. Okay. Or, let's go, Kay. We're leaving. Right. Oh, and remember, you know who will be getting a full report of all this. Who? I don't know who. To be continued. I still can't believe what happened yesterday. It was terrible. The way those two treated you. Now let's cut to the chase. I am here to clean up your mess, Mr. Edgeworth. The committee has hereby declared the prosecutor, Edgeworth, to be relieved of his duties and replaced by the prosecutor Winter. Here ends the verdict. Judge Gambit and Mr. Winter certainly didn't mince their words. But that's not what concerns me right now. I'm more worried about the committee for reasons doing what they did. And what they might do next. I suspect it won't be good. First, Mr. Edgeworth, are you even listening to me? Yes, of course. So what is it? You're giving up on the Bronco Knight case? No. I have no intention of doing any such thing. To walk away from the case would be technically or tactically accept the committee's decision. The only problem is that I don't have authority to continue investigating. Yes, what is it, detective? I've got some bad news, sir. Word on the precinct is they just arrested somebody for a nice murder. What? Do you know who it is? No, but I heard they're being held in a detention center. Maybe you could go and talk to whoever it is. Good idea. Let's get down there, Mr. Edgeworth. Even without the authority to investigate, surely I can still pay a suspect an innocent visit. All right, we're on our way. Me too. I'll see you there, sir. But won't you be missed? Wait, what? But won't you be missed, detective? Nah, everyone's busy in the prison, going over the crime scene anyway. Good. Then we'll see you shortly. Yes, sure. Come on, Kay, let's go. You got it. Still no sign of them, huh? Indeed. Wait, this is just like last time. Please, don't tempt fate like that. No, I can't. I just can't. Sure you can. I told you. Just a pair of visitors. Sounds like someone really doesn't want to see us. No. Who the hell is this? Just talk with him, please. But one of them is the prosecutor, right? Aren't they all super scary? All they do is stare at you, right into your soul. You must be the suspect in the... Eek, see, I told you. Okay, why is this man so flustered? Probably because you're being you. But I guess that's how you are. Thanks for cleaning up absolutely nothing. Hey, Mr. Suspect. Are you okay in there? We just want to have a little chat with you. No biggie, right? Who are you? I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick. It's just a part-time gig. I'm going to take a break from my real job, though. Funny, I don't ever recall employing you. And Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor, but he's nothing to stare in a hole in your soul or anything. Oh, please. Really? Really? Eek! Anyway, can you first please tell us your name? It's Saint. Simeon Saint. Well, nice to meet you, Simeon. You can call me Kay. Everyone else does. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. I would like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Please, Simeon, we're trying to help you. I promise. Really? Thanks, Kay. Sounds like we might finally get some answers at least. Perhaps you should start by telling us a little about yourself. Who, me? But why would anyone want to know anything about me? I'm boring. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. Do you have a job? Oh yeah, well, it's not hardly worth mentioning, really. I'm your average corporate pencil pusher. Just like everybody else, honest. This is gonna take a while. About you and Mr. Knight. And just when I thought we were making progress. Okay. So Simeon, do you know Mr. Knight? Come on, you can tell me. Bronco? Yeah, I knew him. We were friends. Interesting. I wonder if he knew that Knight had been arrested. And, did you know Mr. Knight had been arrested? Yeah, I even came to visit him. He came to see Knight? I wonder when that would have been. And what was that, Simeon? It was the day before yesterday, around lunchtime. I came as soon as I got a call from the cops. The police called him? Why? How come the police called you? They said Bronco asked them to... That's when he needed a favor. A favor? Uh-huh. He wanted me to bring him his chess set. A pocket-sized one. So I went to his place, and then I came here. A chess set? A chess set? Is it just me, or is she getting better at stealing my thoughts? Do you know everything you think is written all over your face, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I'm not a mind reader. I'm just an expression reader. Amazing, right? Don't you love having a sidekick as useful as me? And you have to read your next move is going to be. I sure have. There's something you want to show, Simeon. Indeed. Let's present it to him to see what he has to say about it. So this chess set. Oh, that's the one I brought for Bronco. Well, that settles that at least. We found it next to Mr. Knight. He always had to have a chessboard somewhere nearby. I'm not surprised he had it with him when he... Simeon, you and Mr. Knight, you were very close, weren't you? Yeah, we were best friends. At least, I thought we were. But I guess I was wrong about that. What do you mean? If I knew him so well, why was it such a shock for me to find out he killed someone? It's not easy discovering that someone you're close with who has committed a terrible crime. It's a very bitter pill to swallow, indeed. How could it all end like this? I could never have imagined something so awful. Snivel. Something's not right here, Miss Edgeworth. There's just no way Simeon murdered Mr. Knight. Yes, he certainly does seem to have an obvious motive. Then again, he wouldn't have been arrested for no reason either. I wonder what grounds they had for doing so. Well, it's usually never the first person, so you know. Why were you arrested, Mr. Saint? I just don't get it. Why won't he talk to me? I don't know, honestly. I don't... Whoa, he answered you, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess he isn't scared of you anymore. Thank goodness for small miracles. The cops burst into my house this morning out of nowhere. And before I knew it, I was here. These policemen. Was there a prosecutor with them? Yes, some kind of D winner or something. Or some kid named D Winner or something. D Winner, huh? The rookie. I thought as much. So did they interrogate you yet? What, am I going to be interrogated? By the cops? Well, yeah, I mean, you've been arrested. You're a suspect now. No. Won't the detectives shout at me and threaten me and oh. There are always these hawking guys, right? Who gets in your face and forces you to. Detective Dick Gumshoe reporting for duty. Eek! See, I told you. Please, don't hurt me. Please, don't crush me. With those huge arms. No, please. I'm calling the cops. Dude. What's up with this guy, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, nothing, detective. You're just being you. I guess that's how you are. I don't get it, sir. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, Simeon's clearly innocent. There's got to be something we could do for him, isn't there? Mr. Saint. Yes? You were Mr. Knight's friend, and 2 days ago you came to visit him. You had nothing at all to do with his murder. Is my understanding correct? Yes. I didn't kill anybody. Very well. Then I choose to believe you. And I will do all that I can to assist you. Huh? But why would you help a nobody like me? Let's just say that I may not be doing it solely for your sake. I have something of a personal interest in the case. That's right, it's payback time. We'll show those two who investigated reign supreme. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Unfortunately, I still lack the authority to conduct said investigation, such as my resources are rather limited, and I'll need to lean heavily on the ones that I do have at hand. Which means you, Mr. Saint, your information will be invaluable going forward. In other words, let's see if we can't help one another out, shall we? Oh, I just thought of something. Why don't you just borrow an attorney's badge? Then you can represent our pal here. Now's not the time for jokes, Gummy. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth is the prosecutor. He couldn't defend anyone if his life depended on it. But I wasn't kidding. I just thought helping suspects. That's what a defense attorney does, you know. Sure, but we can do that, too. Only thing that matters is that we find the real culprit in the end. So come on, let's go to work. Yes, ma'am. I'm sure you know already. But just to be clear, if our investigation ultimately proves you to be the culprit, we'll have no choice to treat you like any other suspect. Eek! But you needn't worry. I believe you, or at least I have decided to try for now. Just hold tight and try to believe us in return, if nothing else. It might help you to feel a little less alone. Now, if you'll excuse me. So we talked a good game in there. But we can't get back inside the main prison to see the scene of the crime. Maybe defending the guy in court is our best bet after all. Gummy, you can't defend for his life. Can't defend for his life, remember? Well, who do we have here? Well, if it isn't Edgeworth in the gang. What are you cats doing here? Listen, pal. If you have come to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, I'll... Hey, easy there. Detective Flatfoot Sholmes. I'm here to work. Work? What are you here, to defend somebody? Whoa. The K-Meister nails it in one. Aren't you the uber intelligence one of the bunch? Uber intelligence? That's not how you use those words either. Either of those words, Fender. Some may say I'm easygoing old rogue about town, but I'm actually not half bad attorney. Which is why I've been summoned to the old Jaileroonie for a meeting with our new client. I suspect that Simony Sainsbury. You mean Simeon Saint? Well, that's freaky. You know more about my job than I do. Wait, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fender is a defense attorney. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I fear I might be. In fact, it could be your only option. Not so long ago, I found myself embroiled in another case. That wasn't mine. I managed to worm my way into the crime scene by agreeing with a certain someone's subordinate. It's not an experience I ever wanted to repeat, but I fear I may have little choice. Fender, Before you say another word, I just gotta point out that the fine point, Eddie Fender doesn't take on associates. Say it ain't so. I hear you protesting. A pompous prosecutors are no-go. Especially those of the Von Karma variety. I should have known he wouldn't forgive me for that easily. I understand why I understand why you wouldn't want to work with someone like me. That's more, I understand how you feel about all things Von Karma. But please, believe me when I say, I am not the man I was back then. I am no longer under my old mentor's spell. You better believe it, pal. Mr. Edgeworth is a changed man. Sure, he used to be the demon prosecutor, but he's not like that anymore. I do have feelings, detective. Gummy's right. Mr. Edgeworth is one of the good guys now. He's not just a prosecutor, he's a hero. He got me off the hook last month. You don't say. Well, that escalated quickly. But he was. He was no other word for it. He's a heroic, great, thiefly, even. Please, Fender. Don't you think there's something odd about the way the committee stepped in yesterday? There's more to this case than meets the eye. I'm certain of it. I can't just walk away from this. I can't. Please allow me to help you with your this investigation. Sheesh. A bow from the great Miles Edgeworth. I never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. So enlighten me, if you will. What made the leopard change his spots? Well, I suppose I would have to say the courtroom itself. I have experienced so many things and met so many people there within its four walls, including some old friends who showed me a better way to be. How could I not change a person? Or how could that not change a person? Well, I'll be. The old you would have never barred his soul like that. That was beautiful. You might even surprise you-know-who. And know that much that it takes. Tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start again with a clean slate. So this is me, Edgeworth and Co. Law Officers, Eddie Fender. Edgeworth and Co. Law Offices, Eddie Fender, senior partner. Edgeworth? That's right. Mr. Fender here began his legal career as an associate of my late father, Gregory Edgeworth. What? Your dad was a defense attorney? So you know who Mr. Fender keeps talking about is the clever K-Meister. Nails it on the head yet again. That's right. I was talking about his old man. Guess I'll notice I kept the name over the door, so to speak. At least I could do for old Gregory, really. I thought he was talking about Phoenix for a little bit. Not gonna lie. Because they're both defense attorneys. Listen, Edgeworth Miles. I'm going to level with you here. I don't trust you. Not fully anyway. I can't just forget about all those years you spent licking Von Karma's boots, you know. Anyone could say that you've changed. I'm going to need you to prove it. And besides, you know what Gregory would have wanted. Very well, I accept. Okay then. It's even enough hardball for one day. Let's move on to the fun stuff. I hereby appoint you interim associate of Edgeworth and Co. Congrats, man. I will try not to let you down. Well, doesn't this bring a tear to the eye? Prodigal son coming aboard his late father's firm. Permission to come on too, please, Mr. Fender. You don't even need to ask, kiddo. Welcome to the crew. Woohoo! Thanks, Captain. Alright, I guess it's time to go to work. So, where to begin? Any bright ideas, Miles? Where were we? We were so rudely interrupted. Well, I guess it's safe to say we probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. I believe we need to speak to the person who found the body. Just what I was thinking. Eager associate. We do indeed. Still detect a smile and nod, I see. That will certainly make my life easier, boss. Now that that's decided, let's get going. What about me? What about me? I'm a detective. I can just hop on board as an attorney's assistant like you guys. He has a point. I can't leave him adrift all on his own, now can I? Detective Gumshoe, I have a special assignment for you. You are to continue investigating the case under Mr. Wiener. Winner. And if you do happen to discover anything that seems useful, you are to notify me immediately. You are in a uniquely powerful position, Detective, and I'm going to need all the info you can pass our way. You can count on me, sure. I'm a real pro when it comes to letting things slip to the defense. Trust me, I know. But just this once, those loose lips of yours might be what saves our ship. Yeah, you told Phoenix a bunch of things he probably shouldn't have, but that's not who you are as a person, you know? Like, throw wide the prison gates, good shores, because here we come. Are we going back into prison or? Okay. Am I allowed to look around a little bit? Because I kind of want to. So any idea where to track down whoever Youngster's body, Miles? I think it's our best bet. We would simply ask around. Oh, don't you dare. Who this? Who this? Who this? Who is this? Oh wow, I just cut it off. Oh my, just look at you. Who are you talking to? Me? Just fabulous, chic, darling, fabulously. Facial hair is so very courant, don't you think? Vicente Madame Mazzoli. And much obliged, defense attorney Eddie Fender, at your service. Let's get things off on the right foot, shall we? A little embrasure, perhaps. Oh, I like the sound of that. The little fox is doing it too. Give him here. Oh, she gave him a kiss too? Wow. Right on the kisser. Well, how else does one greet a new friend, A little smooch is entirely de rigueur, don't you think? Wow. Talk about stealing a kiss. Indeed, an act so shameless it even puts the great thieves to shame. Physical contact is a very important form of expression in our little family. Everyone is in this lovely home will tell you as much. Hey, if everyone else is hip to that, I can be hip to that too, sure. Fifi Lagarde, by the way, warden of this charming abode. You may call me Fifi, of course. So this is the warden of an entire detention center and prison facility, is she? The little fox is like, come here. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lagarde. Miles Edgeworth. I am associate Mr. Fender's practice. I hope you mind me asking you, but were you here in the prison yesterday? Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day after all. Important? In what way exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps. A meeting? Oh heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. It was simply a spectacular event featuring some terrifically talented animals. Anyone who had to be there, if you were home or at home, you would be watching the show with me. The performers were set up a special stage in the yard just for us. We were very lucky, a family nest per us. So at the circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning, Mr. Caracetter mentioned the show yesterday as well. He must have been talking about the same thing. What time did the show take place? From around 8 until 10, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Meaning finished around when the body was discovered. And by did having attended the show, she has a reasonable solid alibi. Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, darlings. My reading mustache. Feel free to explore our home. Mi casa, su casa. And all that. Ciao for now. Why does the horse look super sad? Or pony or whatever. Well, what now, Miss Edgeworth? The person who found the body screamed. And that scream was heard by one inmate we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question the inmate and see where his information takes us next. Even they have ponies. This one is big enough to carry a small child. Isn't that great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo. Except humans. Except it's humans, not the animals who live in the captivity here. No one would mind if I took one home with me, would they? If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not. I know that bird. I would like to see the prisoner, because we know who it would be. There's no one here. They took him to solitary, remember? I wonder if they'll be back. It may be a while. I got the feeling that I was in pretty serious trouble. Poor guy. Did you see the tears in his eyes? He really didn't want to go. Yes. The way they had literally to drag him away was certainly unusual for a simple timeout. I shudder to think what kind of punishment he's facing right now. Oh, it's a blurb about the guy in the cell. Let's see what it says. Prisoner number D259. Classification habit. See cell to the right. Not exactly helpful, is it? This grizzly fellow has a polar bear called Teddy. He's a former boxer who loves to stay trim and always point optimal fighting weight. He may be pushed in the body to the max, but he's relentlessly kind to himself. Omnivore. Who exactly is all this information for anyway? Oh. Right, on the kisser. She seems to have given you quite a shock. And why is that? I thought you were the man of the world. Yeah, well, I'm all for saying hi with a hug, but going straight for the kiss? Cool your boots, am I right? Woo me a little before puckering up. That's all I ask. Well, I never pegged you for the shy type. That's not the issue here, I think, Kay. Listen, Miles, I've been meaning to ask you, does that frown of yours turn upside down? With a permanent scowl on your face is bad for business, you know. I don't see any reason why an associate attorney needs to smile. And that's how I know you've never worked in a private practice. It's all about building trust, man. You gotta create a rapport with your clients. A smile here and a wink there. A hug to break the ice. And a card to show you're legit, otherwise they'll never open up. Yes, well, to each your own, Fender. I'll give it to you straight, running a biz was tough going at first. I mean, Gregory Edgeworth, man, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. I see. And what kind of cases does your firm take on? Might be better asking if we don't. We do murders, parking fines, the whole 9 yards. The basic principle is this. Everyone deserves a defense. So you never refuse the request? Well, let's just say I have a certain preference in the clients I work with. But didn't you just say everyone deserves a defense? I'm just messing with you, little sis. Of course we treat all of the clients the same. I mean, Gregory's name is still above the door. I've got to live up to his ideals, you know. If that means he's always doing his best for everyone. Edgeworth & Co. My firm my father built, huh? I thought I was getting that as a thing, that little thing in the corner, but I guess not. Yeah. There's something written here. It seems to be more about the prisoner in this cell. Prisoner number D-258. Classified, Captus Perlosis. He may look fearsome, but lively fellow is actually a sweet-natured herbivore. He's even has a pet penguin named Gwynny. He's skilled at giving such real gripping testimony. You'll swear that you were in the crime scene too. The end. It's kind of a thing that might expect to read in a zoo, not a prison. The cat's like, eh. I'm a cat. About the person who found the body, do you happen to know where he is right now? He should be in the workshops, I guess, usually at this hour. It seems the workshops are an export of a call. It's a mini pig, I believe. Though it's not for eating, I hope. Isn't this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo. Except it's all humans, animals who live in captivity here. Okay, that's the same part after. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it's a Monkey Mountain. Not something I ever expected to see in a prison, I must say. Doesn't it look fun? Not at the least. And while we are on the subject, you are not under any circumstances to climb on that structure. Do I make myself clear? But I have to show that monkey who's boss. Please, Kay. You really don't. This bench has seen better days. It's covered in rust. Yeah, only cats would dare take a nap on there. And maybe Gummy. I fear you may be right. Why is there a rabbit just I nearly tripped over? Isn't it great, Mr. Edgeworth, like being in a zoo, except for okay, that part's the same. Except for the beginning. I wonder where this door leads. I don't know, but I'm getting some real strong vibes coming from there. Maybe that's where they keep the super duper dangerous prisoners. That's certainly a real possibility, in which case, we'd better turn back while we still can. Wait, I was only kidding, you know. Looks like there's a way to the prison yard. Sadly, the shutter is locked tight. Freedom awaits just on the other side. Stoic lock. And the key betwixt mine and the nose. And the outdoor breeze. Such a cruel fate it is indeed. The more I think of it, the more it eats me. And those thoughts are you attempting to channel exactly what with that soliloquy. Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you. Oh, and who's the good girl? You are. Just perfect. She's meowful. Ahem. Meow. He's finally noticed me, I think. I was wondering. What's her name? Or what's her name? It's Waggy, ma'am. She's my little friend. That's right. As you were then. What I need is answers, not clawful ones. I can see the crime scene through the window in the store. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just shove your whole face in front of the window like that. You have to do it more sneakily. Steal a few good looks. while keeping a look out for your enemies. I am not a criminal, Kay, so why should I have to behave like one? Yeesh, I was trying to teach you my special sneak peek technique. Well, I have no need for such any technique. Thank you very much. Hello, anybody in there? Nice try, kiddo. But this isn't a bathroom stall. Yo, there. Could you help us out there, my good man? Yeah, sure. What can I do for you? Is somebody using the workshop right now? Yes, sir. One of the prisoners in there. Just confirmed it myself during the noontime roll call. We'd like to speak with this prisoner if it's all right. Sure. I'll go fetch him now. Won't take a sec. This one's all yours, Miles boy. Why? I just rather say not to roll the dice on someone I don't know, yeah? Huh? I thought all dogs were supposed to be the strong and brave. Well, you're not looking so brave yourself, right? Now, so let's call it even. Here they come. Saw it? Hello, hello. Yes, hello. I hear you wish to speak with me. Not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a public prosecutor. A prosecutor, you say? A defender, attorney at law. What happened to be too scared to handle this? Listen, sorry about my pal here. He gets the weirdest ideas. Prosecutor indeed. That'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Geez, Miles, get a grip, will you? He's right. I mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney assistant for the time being. That explains it. I didn't think you looked like a little different from the prosecutor we spoke with yesterday. So he's already spoken to Winter. Would you mind answering a few questions? No, of course not. I'd be delighted. The name's Solid, Frank Solid. The witness is all yours, my young associate. Sure. Have the intern do everything, why not? Mr. Solid, you no doubt are aware of the murder that took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where you were the time the body was found? Yes, I was in the workshop there, working as one might expect. What kind of work were you doing? Well, actually, I'm retraining at the moment. I was hoping to become a stylist, you see. A pet stylist, that is. Yes, I've been studying hard and practicing every moment I can. I don't remember what voice I gave him back in the first game. So I guess we're just going to deal with this. An unusual field studying would be fitting an unusual prison, I suppose. And that's it. I certainly didn't see anything. Interesting. I barely asked him anything at all. And he's already sweating bullets. So yes, I'm afraid I won't be able to help you. Sorry.
Hold it!
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Solid. For this interview has only just begun. Well, I mean, even if you were to ask me, you know something, don't you? He's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder. If I'm to get any answers. Mind chest time. The first step is to analyze the situation. Let's take a look at our opponent. Oh, 3. I don't see anything. I really can't help you, I'm afraid. Something tells me he's putting a good poker player. It's hard to tell, or something tells me he's a good poker player. It's hard to tell much from his face. I don't think he'd be giving much of away in his physical clues either. I have to rely solely on his words instead of that way. He's only going underneath. Alright, time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has a tell. What's your connection with the incident? Tell me, what's your connection with this incident? Which incident? The murder? Oh well, I have nothing to do with me at all. Nothing. Really? I wouldn't dream of getting involved in anything as ghastly as that. Well, you see, how can I put this? Well, think of yourself as an upstanding citizen, a good person, if you will. If you don't have anything to ask me, I do need to be going. Yeah, perhaps a little more proactivity is called for. Oh, that wasn't... Mr. Solids. Maybe hiding good emotions, but he's also has a tell. I need to watch how he responds. Forgive me, Mr. Solid, but under normal circumstances, good people don't tend to end up in prison. That's... So you tell me what you know about the incident. How many times do I have to tell you people? I mean, don't know anything, I swear. You surely seem noted, Mr. Solid. Have you exactly where I want you? Ah, come on. If I don't have anything to ask me, I do need to be going. Yeah, perhaps a little more. What is going on here? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I don't know where to say, but I can help you. My apologies, Mr. Solid. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe that you know nothing at all. Oh, well, I suppose I can see how it might seem unlikely, but it's true. You're looking for the person who found the body. You'll have to look elsewhere. If you don't have anything else to ask me, I'm gonna give it. Oh my god, why is that always wrong? Got my time. Why do you think the person I'm looking for, the person who found the body, certainly never mentioned any such a thing to you? Is because you know something you're not telling us after all. No, I just sense that you might be looking for, that's all. I'm simply a pet stylist in training. I don't know anything truly. There's no doubt about it. This man is hiding something big. In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long. It is time to smash that mask of his and see what lurks behind the phony smile. Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you'll have nothing to hide, right? Well, the day of the incident, oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. What were you doing? I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Solid, in detail. I told you, I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday, training, specifically giving the animals a trim. You didn't notice any commotion at the time of the incident. I would imagine that things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here. Well, commotion, yes, you say. No, not really. Maybe I heard someone, but... Were they screaming? You heard someone, and someone screaming by any chance. Don't try to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert that you don't know nothing about the incident, Mr. Solid, but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it. Ah! No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember. The fact that you heard someone scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. I would do well to bear that in mind. Tell me about the day of the incident. Well, I am, What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the least memory, I'm afraid. Time to deploy my clue. You don't remember, please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream. Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember. Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. But I know you're lying, Mr. Solid. How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with animals, I don't get into the zone. They're all I see. And am I to understand that you have something of a talent of animal grooming then? Well, my scissors technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good with calming them down when they get scared. Scared? Exactly. And when do they exactly get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often. Well, that's no. Thankfully, it doesn't. A loud scream would certainly frighten the animals, wouldn't it? Why are you getting such lengths of denying having heard the screams? What are you hiding, Mr. Solid? Tell me. Ah! I can assure you, I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit, I really did hear somebody scream. But I'm not hiding anything, I promise. The mask is finally beginning to crack. Now to shatter it completely, asking about the scream itself in more detail. I'm afraid you're about to learn a pitiful lesson, Mr. Solid. That hiding things from me never ends well for my opponent. When did you hear this scream? Oh wait, now I remember. I forgot about the show, so I had to put a show on for us prisoners around the time of the incident at UC. Yes, performing animals. If I remember rightly, that's where I was this morning. So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show? You do realize that goes completely against everything you told me so far. And what are you going to do about it, huh? That's it, my memory is patchy, as they say. The animal show is really hard to believe. It did it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale? Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you? Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. It is clear Mr. Solid wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue. And who did you hear screaming? Wait, I just realized I made a mistake. When I was at the incident happen, I was out in the yard, yes. So I didn't hear anything screaming, not at all. Time to deploy my clue. How long were you planning to keep up these lies? You already know that you weren't at the show. The game's up, Mr. Solid. It's high time you told me the truth. I demand to know about this scream now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream from the person who found the body. How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then why do you think it came from the person who found the body? Ugh. I made a mistake, that's all. Now, how, Mr. Solid? How did you know it was from the person who found the body who screamed? Shall I tell you? You knew it was because you who found the body. And the scream that was heard in the incident didn't come from the victim. It came from you. How did you? It's true, I admit it. But what gives you the right to treat a person like this? Checkmate. Mind chess, checkmate. Now that we have established what you were the one who found the body, Mr. Solid, I believe you have lost any standing you might had withhold your cooperation. Alright, you win. But I'm sure you won't have anything useful to tell you. It's probably isn't anything worth your time. That's not for you to decide. By my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that end. Except, that's not exactly what we're here to do, is it? What do you mean? We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simeon. That's what we do now, remember? We work to get our client out of trouble. Not as the prosecutor, but as a defense attorney's assistant. What the K-Meister said, you listen to the kid more, you know? The client has requested services of Edgeworth and Co. And as your old man always said, your relationship with your client comes before everything else. So if you think Mr. Saint's well-being is taking back seat someone quest for the truth. Well, let's just say I don't like to fire people, so I need to fight against your instincts a little harder, yeah? This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Solid, I am asking you once more, what happened when you found the body? Finding the corpse. I was at the workshop myself practicing what I learned. I don't remember how I found myself in front of a door to the other workshop. I happened to peek through the little window. That's when I saw him lying there, a man, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Really, you murdered somebody to get in here, so I'm surprised you're even... Let me get this straight. The room you were in, next to the one the corpse was found. Yes, that's right, I was in Workshop B. Then you were there the whole day. Yes, from 7 a.m. roll call and onwards. There were 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 a.m., noon, 9. And they check who's in the workshop during the roll calls, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 a.m. Which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet. At this point in time. I guess that means the murder took place after 7 a.m. Which puts it right around the time the show was happening. Yes, the show. I remember the other prisoners going to see it. Therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. It would be a fair assessment, Mr. Solid. I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Solid's testimony. Rooting it out may be the first priority.
Hold it!
What exactly were you practicing? How does to be a pet silent, of course. I'm a model prisoner after all. So he keeps saying.
Hold it!
You found yourself there, really? That's right. And I found myself peeking through the little window in the door. Why did you think to do that? Gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then. No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just the other prisoners have gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kinda lonely. Like being stuck at school after everybody else has been gone home, huh? Yes, exactly that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door of the other workshop and...
Hold it!
Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside? No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. Not exactly a panoramic view. They're just so the guards can check what's going on, right? That's right, yes. You're very knowledgeable, young lady. You bet. I guess I could say I know a little something about prisoners, you know. Now too. I have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later. Anyways, yes, I peeked through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead.
Hold it!
Could you tell right away that this man or a woman? It was clearly a man, his physique and his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead. If you could tell by peeking through the little window. Look, let's just say it wasn't my first dead body. What? What do you mean? You're in prison for my eternal shame, yes. This was, however, the first time I had seen another person's handiwork up close.
Hold it!
Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used? No, I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember when they're busy crying out in terror miles. Exactly, so yes, I screamed, that's all I remember. He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things couldn't have happened as he claims. The contradiction in his testimony is clear as day. I just need to present evidence that proves it. I say this so if you remember what it was, or killed instantly with stabbed wound to his throat, the body covered in dirt. Both four targets and bodies were being stored in the workshop. Only glove found at the crime scene, prison issue equipment, working inmates stained with blood and mud. Once the night was brought to him request by Saint. Discovered on top of Knight's body. Does this mean the victim was tied up? Nope. If you could just take a look at this piece of evidence, Mr. Solid. I don't see the significance. Come on now, it's quite clear it contradicts your testimony. Does it? I don't think it does. Yuck. Looks like I got it wrong. What's the matter, Edgeworth? This isn't like you. I was just sounding him out. Oh, don't give me that. You just can't say you were wrong, you know. But I wasn't wrong, I was mistaken. Well, I figured that if I presented the body, like, how would you know he's dead? Could he see the blood, or, you know?
Objection!
Nope. I'm just trying to disprove his sight, but maybe that's not it. I don't think this is it, though. In the workshop by myself, practicing what I learned. I don't remember how I found myself in front of the door. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door. The other workshop. Could this be the clue? Not the rope. Nope. That was an attempted bluff, Mr. Malzarino. Because it's called pretty good. Still, don't let it mess your mojo. There's always next time. Yes. Covered like a child white fender. How mortifying. So I'm not exactly sure what I need to present here, so I'm just gonna go through a couple of these. It's so good to take a look at this piece of yep. Okay. That was it? That's weird. Enough these pathetic lies, Mr. Solid. I'm afraid I've rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who was training to be a pet
Hold
specialist.
it!
You were a thief, you asshole. But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you were wearing around your wrists? The bracelet that marks you as a prisoner, therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside the door would have sounded an alarm. Well, there's no way you could have looked in the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Ah! Hooey! Stylish done. Edgeroo. But that doesn't mean that Mr. Solid could have found the body then. Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Solid himself can explain. So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. Explain exactly how I was able to see the body, as if you like. By all means, go ahead. Another testimony. Oh my god, this guy. Why do you need 50 testimonies? There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's a really long distance. And if it's on your arm, I don't think you're Dalsim here. That's how I was able to peek through the window into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body. I made a scream in fright. So he's saying he was able to take a look at next door because he kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned down. Please don't tell anybody about our little trick, especially the guards. Please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I better dig a little deeper into his testimony just in case. I don't see how he could be like...
Hold it!
Tell me something more about this trick, Mr. Solid. Of course, it's quite simple really. Huh, that was a press? Weird.
Hold it!
I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. It does, to be honest. It's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. Rather surprising source of joy. But rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of resourcefulness, is it? But I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner after all. I'm beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what model prisoner actually is. So, you use this trick to peek through the other window. That's right, yes, I made sure the guard wasn't looking, and leaned out into the corridor.
Hold it!
Why did you make such an effort to take a look? Well, you see, I heard a noise coming from next door, and that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises. Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on. I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Salt just said? You claim that you looked next door as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, then you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too. You've got him quaking his boots, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Solid, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent. But it would do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. I'm sorry. I did see something else. but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I'm sure I wasn't sure if I mentioned it. Just tell me what you saw. All right. It was that dog. And that's what I saw. Stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog. It sunk terrible teeth in the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast. That awful beast. He killed him. Suddenly I don't feel so good. Jeepers creepers. That's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream. So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? That's really everything, I promise. Believe me, don't you? For now, this seems far-fetched. This one seems to be too far-fetched for a lie. Even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us in your testimony, if you don't mind. Very well. Inside is the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
Hold it!
How much do you remember about the man you saw? Oh, I remember everything. Let's see. He had blonde hair and his neck was covered in blood. Because he was dead, yes. We know that, Mr. Solid. Thank you very much. I was just telling you what I saw. I thought the attorneys were obsessed with little details. There's some serious venom behind those words. Something tells me you may not have the best experience with defense attorneys in the past. Yeah, Phoenix kicked his ass.
Hold it!
You sure that black dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it. And whoa there, spare us the gory details, will you? And that's when what about the victim? What he was he? Eek! Don't say it. Do you really need to ask him that, Miss Redruth? Ah, okay. What was that punch for? I'm on your side. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was dead already. There was much blood, geez, oozing from his neck. I mean, if he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure that not even a twitch of his finger, just lifeless. Eek, enough already. Why do we have to go into this little detail like that? To give you nice, accurate testimony. That is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add the said to my testimony, Miss Sidra? Please do. It's awful, I'll tell you. Terrible. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even a twitch of the finger, just like this.
Hold it!
You paint a very vivid picture. Well, if I had a front row seat, I suppose. I could feel the agony of the poor man's final moments. I don't think I'm getting any sleep tonight, Mr. Edgeworth. You won't? Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's all your fault for pressing him for more gory details. I'll be having my nightmares myself. It's all too fresh to my memory. I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It featured a snowflake motif in relief.
Hold it!
A snowflake motif in relief. You seem to have a very clear memory of his ring, Mr. Solid. I used to go door to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I did take people at a glance. Their appearance, their mood, that sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you're dealing with is the first step in any sale. Except in this case, you were figuring out a corpse. What can I say? Force of habit. One that served me very well in my sales career, if I do say myself. Even so, you seem to remember things to an uncanny level of detail. I suppose, nonetheless, it's true. I remember the ring. The relief. That's all. Is what he's saying even possible, though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of his body as we found it. I know what I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie. So Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in a prison. Not the most plausible explanations, I have to say. Well, they do say that pets take after their owners. But there are some things that you shouldn't take after. Not that they're supposed to help reform their owners. Otherwise, what's the point of having an animal therapy program? I should probably ask Mr. Saul a little bit more about that dog.
Hold it!
Please recount the detail from what you saw for me again. Of course. It was just awful. The blood all over the beast. Please stop. I don't want to hear any more. It's horrible. Just go away then. Like that. And started to drip down into the... Whoa, my man. No one wants to hear the gory stuff. That's pretty much how it happened. It was clear enough for you. I barely heard a word from what he said next to those two. Please tell me a little bit more about the victim, Mr. Solid.
Objection!
You're just not saying the first thing that pops in your head, are you? Yark. Was that an attempt to bluff, Mr. Norino? Oh, man. Oh, wait. This may or may not work.
Objection!
No. I thought he had a single puncture wound. The dog would make more than one, right? Alright.
Objection!
That was it. A ring with a snowflake relief. Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was covered in such fine detail. Interesting, your testimony is clearly very accurate. In fact, I'd say a little too accurate. And what's wrong with being too accurate? I mean this, you testified to have seen the ring with a snowflake design on it. While the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger. I see exactly what I said. There was no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by It would seem impossible for you to see his ring, let alone the design on it. Unless, that is, you approach the body and remove the sheet. You told us earlier that you took a look through the window door. Yet you seem to have quite a lot of from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Solid. Who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all? I mean, I saw it. I swear. Oh, I know. The man's arm must have moved under the tarp after I peeked in.
Objection!
Nonsense. You already told us that it can't have been the case. It was moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself, the victim was already dead. And dead men don't move, do they? Hooey! Is this a stench of LD the separation I smell? What are you hiding, Mr. Solid? Tell us. No, You're wrong. I know what I saw. You couldn't let it go, could you? You had to keep poking around and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney. It seems the real Mr. Saul has finally revealed himself. Oh, that's quite a rug he was rocking. Comes straight at you like some kind of flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here. But are you really? Because I must say I have doubts. Very serious doubts. What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that you should have been impossible. And yet, from outside of the workshop. So how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Solid, this is where you were standing when you saw the body.
Take that!
You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on his ring. Ha 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 ha. Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing proved that I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over, minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else have I signed a pair of rubber gloves for fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves that I was in the room with the body.
Take that!
See it? Remind me, Mr. Solid. What were you doing when you discovered the body? How many times do I have? I was practicing my pet styling techniques. Of course, and perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you. Yeah, this glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked away in your apron. No, that one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, this one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it? It's just a rubber glove. There's hundreds of them. All over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps. But if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I'd have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. It's over.
Objection!
What the? That was pretty rad. Objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now's not the time for tomfoolery. But I have to a legit objection because this isn't over. There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here is a prisoner, right? And he's got one of the bracelet doohickeys on. That's true. How could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelets would have triggered the alarm. If he tried. Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. He should be clinging onto that bracelet, like a big, round lifesaver as it is. In what way? As in, the best hope for a wig-flinging friend here for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, we can't get into the crime scene with the bracelet on. If it wasn't me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be, The sound of silence. I suppose Miss Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday too. Whoa, you sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. The worst of times when lawyers claimly show our biggest smiles. Regular taught me that. Part of the attorney's code he lived by. So friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet? Well, tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken? I fell a little while back, you see, and it hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set off the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but it was awfully convenient. I see. So your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem. You there, could we have a moment? Aren't you the cutest? Ahem. Meow. How can I help you, sir? This prisoner bracelet appears to be broken. What, really? That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep you a hold of the broken one for the time being. Of course, sir. I trust you to take good care of it. Sweet, bracelet sorted. Now, let's turn on the murder. Turn on our murder in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill anybody. Oh. Whoa there, Paleo. There's one who said that your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody was busy watching the show? No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. When I did, that enormous dog had his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went in the workshop after the beast had left. And why did you go in? Well, oh fine, I wanted to go in there, go through his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse. That explains why he remembers night, ring, so much detail. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I never stoop so low to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended after I entered the room, and all the other inmates were trickling downstairs thereafter. I panicked and rushed back to the other workshop and started my fake screaming. And you dropped the glove in your post-haste, huh? I guess this is all about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Solid was the one who did it, I say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from the holding cell in the detention center. Ooh, yeah. That one's a doozy. Also, I can't help but to wonder, about another key feature of Mr. Solid's testimony. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Solid. Yes, what is it? Or the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no, there was another who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this person could have watched the show? Could have watched the show even if he wanted to. Yes, how did you... I knew it. I had my suspicions when I first ran into that black dog yesterday. But this confirms it. For the criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievably mud. There is a person's cell. You're going to see him? Who are we talking about here? Him. He's not like the other prisoners, you know. He's special. He gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him. What? You will please stop trying to scare us all the time. The big cheese, huh? Well, I definitely for one value my life, so that sucks. They keep him in maximum security. Which is over there. And the door's open now. Maximum security. Well, that certainly is one way of treating someone differently. Alright, quit being so mysterious. Tell us who he is already. Let's just say he's skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better that than anyone, in fact. And, I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, it may already be said too much. Well, Maisie, anything you care to share? Or are you and Kay going to leave I in the dark here too? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect that our dark canine friend here too. Sure, I can't believe you found out about my bracelet. I was expecting you to show a little more remorse. Huh, oh. Well, of course, I'm very remorseful, yes. Anyway, shouldn't you be on your way to maximum security? A word of warning, but I suggest that you be on your best behavior from now on. Of course, I won't be stepping on the line again. As you need a reminder from the likes of you. You might also be considered using the best words too, Mr. Solid. Hey you there. Or hey you there, is it true? Is what true? The broken bracelet thing, because I want one too, you hear? You'd break the rules even now from behind bars. No, it ain't like that. I just want to hang out with the animals is all. It's not a crime to be an animal lover, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. And you can't see who's over there. That kind of sucks. It's a cat. Hey, Possum Kitty. Please, Kay, I'd appreciate if you would stick to the normal, using normal words. If I had a little buddy like her, life in Persian wouldn't be so bad. No, what am I thinking? I can't get locked in here for real. Perhaps I better give a new element to this cat speak out of our system. Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing. But didn't you say that the Yatagrasu takes flight even in dead of night or something? even in the depths of night. No other bird dares take a flight. One alone soars to shine in the light of righteousness on the words light. And that one to me, for I am the great thief, Yadagrasu. Whoa, you're one powerful performer. Thanks to that, it doesn't help me to see in the dark. I am human, not a three-legged raven. Eek. It is purple eyes. What? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It's been far too long. You remember me? I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you're the one who put me away. Mr. Edgeworth, are you talking about that dog? Or is there someone else in there? Still, I can't see a dang thing. Oh, but am I forgetting myself? Forgive me, I do not receive visitors. One moment, I will turn on the lights. Oh, that's not who I thought it was. You're a heavy-footed loot. I am right in thinking you are the three of you. Very well, perhaps I should start by introducing ourselves. I am Bodahidimara Canis. We have gathered, Miss Edgeworth and I are old acquaintance. Canis was a notorious assassin. And we'll see you guys next time. Monday when we return to our game. Let me save here. Alright guys, we'll see you all Monday. Thank you all for watching, and I will be